Hello there. I am Jonathan Clemens.
My name's Evan Davis.
And welcome to the show Less Than Adult.
This show is basically about how teenagers want to live, what stereotypes they have working against them. You know, it's embodying what it is to be less than an adult.
Which hints the name. So today, start off, first thing, we're going to give you 10 things that we as teenagers have to deal with on sometimes a daily basis and that we hear very often.
Keep in mind that these are stereotypes, so you may know a teenager that represents some of these things, but that doesn't mean that all teenagers stand for these.
Nope, don't point them out either.
In fact, the majority of teens don't represent what these stereotypes mean.
Yeah, hopefully not.
Keep that in mind as we move forward. First stereotype we have on our list, teens are always addicted to social media.
No, that is not true.
It's not true.
I mean, he has social media, but I do not. The only reason why I ever had social media was because people started them without my consent. Therefore, I had to take hold of it and make sure no one put anything inappropriate on it, such as porn.
I'm sure that's a problem he lives with every day.
Yeah, for sure.
I use social media mostly to avoid social awkwardness.
Yeah, that is true. It's a good way to meet people. That's what good. I think that's what's really good about it. But at the same time, it will either make you or break you.
Yeah, agreed.
It can.
And for me, it's mostly to avoid. I'll be honest. I hide behind my phone when I'm in public, when I'm alone. I don't know what else to do. It's just I run to my phone when I'm scared. Okay.
But since I don't have social media, whenever I'm like in an awkward position, I'm on my phone, and if you ever see me in public, you'll see me doing this, and people may be like, oh, he's shh. No, I'm not checking the Twitter.
That was a pretty good.
I know it was, right?
Twitter.
No, I'm checking my text messages, and I'm just going back through, just reading like, why did I write this? What's up? Well, but then while other people are checking their social media. So no, that's not true.
I do that too. I may visit once or twice a day. It seems like women are
there we go.
Females.
Yeah, females.
No one uses the word female or male.
No.
It seems like they tend to be more socially active.
Yeah.
Instead of men.
Well, they definitely are. When we go to parties, I'm telling you, it's a pet peeve of mine whenever girls are just
huddled around each other, all on their phone. There are people around you. It's a social
event. Talk to people.
Yeah.
Be social in person.
You can do that at home. Just leave it out of your social events. Number 2, kids don't work hard.
I think that working hard depends on whether you take that as you're working hard emotionally. Because not working hard emotionally, but how it takes a toll on you physically or emotionally. Because there are child farmers and laborers out there that have a really hard time, that are literally doing backbreaking work, and then there's us who have
we have a nice life, but we still work for
So I don't think that's true. There are kids out there that work just as hard as adults.
Yeah, and on the other end of the spectrum, there are kids that get handed money, but we're not one of those.
We're not those kids. So that's done. So proven wrong. Next one.
Kids are just too young.
We are younger than a lot of people, but we have gone through things that some adults might not have gone through. Not trying to put us set the bar above them, but I think there definitely are you do things and learn lessons, and definitely during the teenage years.
Yeah, even though we're in the younger stages of our life, we can still understand the world.
Yeah,
there's nothing that we need to really be hidden from.
And I would rather know things. I would rather know things that an adult wouldn't expect me to know than me be completely off guard in a conversation with an adult and be like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, what's a situation that we're not mature enough to handle right now?
I think we need to be you need to be prepared, and at some point you're going to be in that situation. So better it be now than when you're not just too young and it's too late.
Agreed.
The complete opposite. So.
Next one, teens can't write anymore. That's
not true.
So I think this comes from adults saying that teens aren't taught to write in cursive anymore because I don't know why. I guess it's just an old style of writing that they don't really teach.
It is true though. So many people our age write in print.
True.
Everyone does.
Yeah.
Evan writes in a sort of
I write in a hybrid.
His is a hybrid. I write strictly in Declaration of Independence style writing, cursive.
It's true. You cannot read his handwriting. It looks good though.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm okay with it. It also gets by with some teachers because they can be like, what did you say there? I'm like, and I'll just say the answer like, all right, that's good, especially on spelling tests. That really
it works for him.
It really does help.
My dad's like really strict on penmanship though. He used to give me like, he would sit me down for 2 hours and teach me how to write my P's and my A's and.
Yeah, no, that's what I learned. When did you learn?
A while ago.
Like did you learn yours in like? I learned mine in. I had to learn it in summer going to 2nd grade, but there are schools that learn it in like kindergarten.
My school didn't teach it. My 6th grade math teacher, I'll never forget. She forced us to write in cursive, and I just carried it from that point on. But
it's a good habit to learn. I mean, like, cause I think it's a shame. It's an art that's kind of fallen out. Cause I think it's a really cool thing where when I was a kid, I would get letters that were in cursive, and I was like, what? Yeah. Like, Mom, can you read this?
Yeah.
But then, like, you know.
It's a prestigious thing.
Yeah, it is. So, I mean, I think it's a shame that people nowadays all just write in print, but we can still write, internet. We can.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not, so.
Next one. Teens are always up to no good. Teens do some crazy things, and there are a lot of times that teens aren't up to very much good, but that doesn't mean that every teen is not up to no good all the time. I mean,
like I said, it's because it's the teenage years. It's when you're experimenting. It's like you're figuring out, I guess, it's a bad thing, your boundaries. Yeah. Like how far you can push without like stepping over the edge.
And you'll never know your boundaries until you hit them.
Until you hit them.
So you have to figure it out at some point.
So the teenage years are for. So.
And every generation goes through that point. Like your parents, your grandparents, they all went through this stage in their life. And
whether they admit it or not, sit down. It
seems like they don't get it. And they probably don't.
just comment some of your parents' experiences. Just go ask them after this video. Just be like, hey, Dad, what are some things you did when you were my age? And they'll probably be like, back a long time ago. No, I'm kidding. They're probably, if your parents are that old.
You're too old to be watching this.
Yeah, you're definitely too old to be watching this.
Next one. Teens swear a lot.
Have we sweared yet? No. We have not. I mean, we do. But it's not. I mean, I think, and Evan's told me this before, that swearing is good for, you know.
It's colorful language.
Yeah.
It can portray emotions better than your average word can. Like I can't say darn or shoot for you. And you can't. See, that's such a blank word.
It does. Yeah. It really like.
It has no emotion behind it.
And of course it's also like the way you say things, but since I think the fact that you grow up like. Thinking a word's a cuss word, which we don't really know how. Like, I mean, we know the origin of some cuss words, but at the same time, like, we wonder why do we have some words that are cuss words?
Yeah, and
like,
why
really
is it so socially unacceptable?
I think it should be. I mean, now here's the deal: it wouldn't be a cuss word, and it wouldn't help describe how you're feeling if it wasn't socially unacceptable.
That's right.
Because if it was socially acceptable, then like if everyone said it, it would be like us saying shoot or darn.
Yeah.
So
that's a good point.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, I don't know a lot of teens that swear.
And I wonder why do they assume that teens swear more than adults, especially adults with no kids?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
definitely.
I would like to see a survey that says teens swear this much and adults with no kids swear this much.
Yeah.
I doubt there's a huge difference.
Yeah, I don't think there. I mean, I think that young adults swear just as much, especially when you're just like out of college or even like young adults still in college, because like. That's when you're single. I mean, if you are single, you're single. You're free. That's when you're like just free from home. So I mean, not saying home's a prison, but
home's a prison.
Yeah, okay. Well, you know what I'm saying then. So next one.
Next things we have are things parents say that don't really make a lot of sense when you think about them. First on the list, money doesn't grow on trees.
Well, no, duh. Money doesn't grow on trees. Like
it doesn't grow on trees; it grows within the tree.
Yeah,
right?
Okay. It could. We have talked about this. Money. So, parents, if you're gonna say something, say,
money grows within the tree.
Money grows within the trees.
Not on it.
And then your kids will be going and being like, Dad, there's no money in this tree.
What does it mean?
You'll be like, son, it's an expression that I saw in LessThanAdult.
If you haven't caught on to what we mean, you're probably stupid.
You probably are.
Money is paper. Paper comes from wood. Wood is on trees.
Boom.
Yeah.
Get it, write it, know it.
Money doesn't grow on trees.
Grows in the tree. Yep.
If they jumped off a cliff, would you?
No, and also depends on how high the cliff. No, I mean, I definitely would not. Now that's also has to go with peer pressure, but like it's also a thing like ride or die. Like they do it, you follow them, and like you guys go together. But I mean, like I wouldn't. No, like if it's something that's, I mean, it's common sense. You're born with common sense.
Just because you do this thing because somebody else did doesn't mean that you're going to do something way more stupid. Yeah. Just because that same person did it.
Yeah, and it could be just like a one-time thing. I mean, like we said, it's pushing your boundaries. So I don't. No, I don't. That is something I hear. Like not exactly what my parents. Like they don't say that exact thing, but they'll be like, just because they do it, does that mean you're gonna do it? Yeah. I'm like, I haven't even done that. Like I was just telling you something.
Every day.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, that's something that we deal with. But you know.
Do your parents ever say, "Wait until you get into the real world"?
Yes, that is actually something my mom says a lot. And then she also says things like whenever we're on vacation, she'll say, "Back to the real world," and I'm like, "What? Where have we been?" Like that saying actually really does like piss me off.
So
like,
this isn't my most unfavorite one because it has a little bit of validity. I think the meaning behind it is wait until you're out on your own, having to pay your own bills, but at the same time, as you're introduced to more difficulties in life, you kind of leave some behind. Like when you get old and you're into the real world, you don't have to deal with school anymore.
Yeah.
You have a job, hopefully.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
You go.
No,
you,
all you.
Okay. No, I think it's a good thing to say because it does bring forth, you know, the realization like one day you're not going to have what you have now, and if you do, either you'll have more or less. I mean, you can have exactly what you have, but nothing's ever going to be the same when you're on your own, you know, because you have to work for yourself, which I mean, as a teen, I could say that I think we definitely are lucky to have our parents with us.
We don't want to take advantage of what we have until it's gone and realize that we just took advantage of it.
Yeah, you definitely don't do that. So that's I think it's a good expression. I think it's something it's okay to say to your kids. I think it's great to say to your kids. I don't think you should use it in the wrong way.
Excessively,
it could be depressing. So
Last one. Are you talking back to me?
I was just talking. I can't give my opinion. Yeah, no, this one does piss both of us.
My mom says this all the time, and when she says it, I'm like, yes, that's how a conversation works. You talk, I talk, you talk.
That's how it works. And like, imagine adults.
Imagine if two adults were talking to each other, and one all of a sudden starts to say, "Are you talking back to me?"
Like, imagine seeing on the side of the road, like two grown men talking, and then you just hear one saying, "Are you talking back to me?" You'd be like,
and that's when the fight starts.
Yeah, you know? It doesn't like.
You don't put up with that.
Parents, when we're saying something back to you, and it's a fact, and we seem like, you know, we're not arguing. If we're like, you know what, Mom? No, if we're just like, if we're like, hey, if we're just actually talking, like giving
defending
logic.
Our point. It feels like we're not allowed to defend our point.
Well, that's what that saying does. Like it's almost like an excuse. Like if we're right and our parents don't want to give in, they're like, "You talking back to me?" It's like
it's a cop out.
Yeah, it definitely is a cop out. I mean, yeah, that one pisses me off like no other because it's like it's almost like the why, because why? Because I said so. Yeah. It's just a loop.
It's the circle of stupid conversations.
Yeah, so those are our 10 things that we deal with very often, especially the sayings on like at least a weekly basis. So I mean, definitely.
Yeah, let us know if you hear this a lot.
Comment, maybe say some things that you hear.
Yeah, I want to know what you guys put up with.
I mean, these are what we found. So definitely comment, subscribe. Tell us what you think of the show, any ideas. We're also going to start a thing where you can put questions in the comment section, and we'll read them out loud, and we'll take them on the street, in the field.
Yeah, take surveys of real live audience.
Yeah, of like what people think of things and like questions, maybe like ask adults things about when they were teenagers, even now, and we'll give you a shout out even when we do it.
Yeah, so we're also going to do a little bit of traveling, I think, just recording our adventures.
Yep, that'll be good.
Living life as a teen should.
Mm-hmm. And we'll get you in on that because you guys now are a part of our LessThanAdult family. But if you're an adult, don't worry. Whenever you watch this show for about 15 minutes a day, you can still be our family. You could be,
you're our family.
You're our family. We're all teens here. It's all good. Don't worry about it. So let us know what you think. Subscribe, comment, and we'll see you next week. I'm Jonathan Clemens.
I'm Evan Davis.
And this is Less Than Adult.
We're out.